Welcome, dear seekers, to a journey that transcends the ordinary. Today, we delve into a transformative spiritual concept, the inner alchemy that shapes our soul and consciousness. We often hear about external alchemy, the ancient practice of turning base metals into gold. But what if we could turn the raw, unrefined aspects of our own being into something enlightened and pure? What if the true alchemy was not an outward process, but one of inner transformation? Throughout history, spiritual traditions have shared the belief that we possess the ability to undergo profound internal changes. Whether we call it the great work in alchemy, enlightenment in Buddhism, or self-realization in Hinduism, the goal remains the same: awakening to the true essence within us. In this video, we'll explore the path of inner transformation, where the alchemist within us all is invited to turn the lead of our lower selves into the gold of divine consciousness, the lead of the ego, our first material for transformation. At the start of our journey, we are often guided by the ego, a force that drives our desires, fears, and survival instincts. The ego is not inherently negative, but when left unchecked, it can lead us away from our spiritual path, anchoring us to material concerns and the illusion of separation. But here lies the beauty of spiritual alchemy. It teaches us to acknowledge the lead-like nature of the ego and use it as the raw material for our transformation. Instead of suppressing or denying it, we are called to refine it, purifying the base desires and bringing them into alignment with our higher purpose. Have you ever noticed how your desires often conflict with what you know is best for you? This inner conflict, common to many spiritual seekers, is the first sign of the lead of the ego presenting itself. But rather than rejecting it, true alchemy asks us to accept this material as the foundation of our inner work, the fire of transformation, the role of suffering and challenge. No great transformation occurs without the presence of fire. In alchemy, fire represents the trials and challenges that burn away the impurities of the soul, making way for something greater. In the process of spiritual growth, we experience this fire in the form of suffering, conflict, and emotional upheaval. Many spiritual teachers, from Buddhist monks to Christian mystics, have spoken about the purifying nature of suffering. Rather than viewing it as punishment or failure, we are asked to see suffering as the refining fire that reveals our hidden strength and wisdom. How do you react when faced with hardship? Do you resist the fire, or do you lean into it, trusting that it will ultimately refine you? The spiritual alchemist understands that these moments of challenge are not to be avoided, but embraced. They represent the heat necessary to burn away the falsehoods of the ego and unveil the divine truth within. The water of purification, cleansing the soul. After the fire has done its work, the alchemist turns to water, a symbol of purification, healing, and emotional cleansing. In spiritual traditions, water often represents the unconscious mind and the flow of emotions. Once we have faced our trials, we must allow the waters of forgiveness, acceptance, and love to wash over us, cleansing us of residual pain and negativity. In many Eastern practices, the concept of letting go is central to this stage. By releasing attachments to past pain, grudges, or unmet expectations, we allow the water to clear away the emotional toxins that keep us stuck. This process is akin to the alchemical practice of dissolution, where the old self begins to dissolve, making space for the new. Are there emotional burdens you've been carrying that need to be released? What would happen if you allowed the healing waters of acceptance to flow through you? As we let go of these burdens, we make space for our higher self to emerge. The air of awareness, expanding consciousness. After the purification of water, the next stage in the alchemical process involves the element of air, which represents expanded awareness and higher understanding. Once we've cleansed the impurities of the ego and healed our emotional wounds, we gain clarity. Our perception broadens, and we begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. This stage is marked by a deepening of consciousness, often described as a spiritual awakening. The alchemist who reaches this stage experiences moments of insight, where the mysteries of existence become clearer, and the separation between self and the divine fades. In spiritual terms, this is the awakening of higher consciousness, where the mind is no longer clouded by the illusions of the material world. Can you recall a moment where your awareness expanded, even if just for a fleeting moment? It is in these moments that the air of higher understanding blows through us, revealing truths that were previously obscured by the fog of ego and emotion. The earth of manifestation, bringing inner gold into the world. Finally, after passing through the stages of fire, water, and air, we arrive at the element of earth, the stage of manifestation. In alchemy, the culmination of the great work is the creation of the philosopher's stone, a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment and wholeness. This stone, once created, is not something to be hidden away. It must be shared with the world. The true spiritual alchemist, having undergone inner transformation, does not keep their wisdom locked within. Instead, they bring the gold of their newfound awareness into the world through acts of service, love, and creativity. This is the stage where spiritual transformation becomes practical and tangible, affecting not only the individual, but also those around them. How do you share the fruits of your spiritual work with the world? The earth represents our grounding in reality, reminding us that while spiritual growth is deeply personal, it is also meant to uplift and transform the collective consciousness. The path of inner transformation is not a linear journey, nor is it one that can be rushed. It requires patience, dedication, and the willingness to face ourselves fully, both our light and our shadows. Yet, as we progress through the stages of spiritual alchemy, we begin to understand that the ultimate goal is not to escape the world, but to transform it from within. As we refine the lead of our lower selves, endure the fire of suffering, cleanse ourselves with the waters of healing, expand through the air of awareness, and finally manifest our divine gold in the world, we become living alchemists. Our lives become the great work, a testament to the power of inner transformation. Remember, you are the alchemist of your own soul. The process may be challenging, but the gold of divine consciousness is already within you, waiting to be revealed. How have you been working on your own journey of inner transformation? Share your reflections in the comments, and together, as true alchemists, let's continue this process of spiritual awakening.